This is in no way my attempt to justify my comic book obsession. And this story, I really like. Artwork, the storytelling. Hello and welcome to The Pull List, your source for all things comic book and comic book related on YouTube. My name is Travis. Let's talk about Superior Spider-Man coming to an end. Listen very carefully. I may possibly spoil some things for Superior Spider-Man if you haven't ever read it. So, now all the way back for The Pull List number 1, I talked about The Amazing Spider-Man number 700, where Otto Octavius managed to switch minds with Peter Parker right before he died, so Otto essentially became Spider-Man and Peter died in Otto's place. And then in The Pull List number 4, I talked about Superior Spider-Man number 1 with Otto's attempt at donning the webs and taking on this new weird feeling of responsibility that he had after taking Peter's body. I gotta be honest, with the beginning of Superior Spider-Man with no more Peter Parker, with Doc Ock in Peter Parker's body, I was nervous. I was hopeful, but I was nervous. I love Dan Slott, but I was really hesitant on if I was going to love this series, and I ended up loving it. It was so good. It was one of those issues that I needed to pick up right away. Otto was in Peter's body, and we thought that Peter was dead and gone, and it turns out that that isn't exactly the case, and that Peter is coming back to his own body. And Dan Slott has said in multiple interviews that lying to little children about Peter being dead was one of the hardest things that he ever had to do. And now in Superior Spider-Man number 30, it's the ending of the Superior Spider-Man and the return of the Amazing Spider-Man. Peter Parker is coming back. But to be fair, in his time as Spider-Man, Otto was able to do a lot of good for the city. He created these spider bots, which gave him a heads up on every crime that went on in the city. He basically amassed a spider army. He had a base of operations. He tried to kill the Venom symbiote, and he even got himself a girlfriend. But things kind of went kablooey in the last couple issues, and the Green Goblin may or may not control the entire city, so oops. What we do know is that Superior Spider-Man is 31 issues in total, and this is issue 30. And spoiler alert, it seems that Peter Parker comes back to take the reins in this issue. And after 31 issues of the Superior Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man will be relaunched with a number 1. Just in time for the movie. How appropriate. And since I know that I'm going to do an episode of The Pull List on The Amazing Spider-Man number 1 when it comes out, I figure I should probably talk about the ending of Superior, just to wrap it up in a nice little bow. Superior Spider-Man number 30 comes out tomorrow, number 31 comes out April 16th, and The Amazing Spider-Man number 1 comes out not too long after that. But let me know what you think about Peter returning. Are you one of those people that's like, oh, I knew the whole time, Peter Parker is one of Marvel's big cash cows. They wouldn't actually kill him. I, for one, am gonna kind of miss Otto's no-nonsense attitude about crime fighting and friendships. It was nice to see a more human side of him, you know, instead of being some creep with mechanical arms trying to force people into loving him. But that's it for this episode of The Pull List. Thank you for fueling my comic book obsession, and you will see me tomorrow. But there is one more issue left, number 31, and it's being marketed as the end of an era, a tale of a Travis. It's a tale of a Travis. Go pick it up.